So you're probably wondering why I'm wearing the same clothes I was wearing last week. Well, I just finished filming the Hypercar video and I spoke at the end of that video about a new car we just bought. So I'm going to show you, and here it is. It's not the Pista. It's not the Range Rover. Here it is, Rolls Royce Spectre. So this is a car that we've wanted for ages. I randomly decided that I guess now was the time. We actually got it delivered to us before we had purchased it so we could look at the car. And then I asked the one person that matters, my wife, and she said, yes, she's holding that. We're trying a new thing right now. She said, yes, she loves it. So here it is, Rolls Royce Spectre. It's in this wonderful black color, but it's not normal black. You also have to forgive me, the car is dirty because like I said, we were filming the Hypercar series voiceover and then we just decided to show this now. But yeah, it's in this wonderful black color, but the black is such a deep black because Rolls Royce do such interesting paints. You can see how much metal flake in there. It's almost like a cosmic black. It's like the stars are in there. It's got a two-tone paint job. At the top, it's silver, and it's also got the Rolls Royce Dreamline, I believe. Is it Dreamline? So what do they call this again? Yeah, anyway, the Rolls Royce line is hand-painted by one dude, and he paints it with a squirrel hairbrush, and I'm not joking. I know I say a lot of jokes here, but he does it in one flick. And he's trained his son to do it because no one else in the world can do it. So every Rolls Royce you see, oh, coach line. The car is a very interesting car. It runs on 23-inch rims. It is an EV, and everyone's like, oh, but it's a Rolls Royce. So it kind of makes sense for a Rolls Royce because if you want any car to be smooth, quiet, and pull effortlessly, it would be a Rolls Royce, no. It's on the 23-inch rims, which are massive. I've never seen an electric car on wheels that side before. If you come to the rear of the car, you can see this wonderful tail-light design. The car is massive. So massive, in fact, that when it's next to the Land Rover, Range Rover, which is, I know people always say, why do you say extended wheelbase? Just to give you an idea of the size. It's the long wheelbase version of the Range Rover. This car is longer, and it only has 4 seats and 2 doors. In terms of battery, I can charge it overnight. It's got a 104 kilowatt hour battery, so that's enough to take me about 300 real world miles. And when I say real world, it's because I've done it. But yeah, you can charge it up overnight. It gives me the range I want, and it's just like the perfect car to be electric. I have had electric cars in the past. We had the BMW i7, we've had Porsche Taycans, and I think this probably suits that electric platform the most. This is our first Rolls Royce, and we're nice to see the Spirit of Ecstasy join the drive. This is really cool. It's uplit as well. Speaking of lights, the true lighting experience is on the interior of the car. You may think, Tommy, we know already, you got stars on the roof. The Spectre has another trick up its sleeve. Also, we have the coach doors, which are sometimes referred to as suicide doors, but I think that's not a very PC way of saying it these days. But they open this way to make it easier for you to access your Rolls Royce, much like the Rolls Royce Wraith. I'll get inside the car now and I'll show you what I was talking about. Again, it's very bright outside. I put my foot on the brake. The door says, hey, I'm gonna close for you. Beautiful. Like I was saying, everyone is familiar with the starlight roof on a Rolls Royce. Well, there is also a few other tricks that the Spectre has, such as starlight fascia. So this isn't a screen. In fact, it's a piece of plastic with thousands of little holes inside. It sounds a lot less technical than it actually is, but they use a laser to do that. It still sounds less technical. It costs like 8 grand, I believe, or more. The other stars I was talking about are the stars on the door. This is a Spectre exclusive option, starlight doors. And speaking of doors, the interior is in this wonderful mandarin color. Mandarin is a color that has been used for many years by Rolls-Royce, and I feel like it makes the cars just slightly more like youthful and hip. Whereas I guess if you go for black on black, it's kind of boring. I've seen a few of a green interior, and I even saw one with a purple interior, and it's not for me. But we have the mandarin interior, the very comfortable Rolls-Royce seats. It's hot. These seats are made from the hide of bulls, not cows, because cows get too much scratches on them or something, or I don't know, man. Rolls-Royce just go overboard with everything. So much so that all of these things are metal. Like I hear them go ding sometimes. It's really strange. Fun fact, in Rolls Royces, they had to make the clock on the interior of the car silent because the cars were so quiet, it was annoying people. Something else that we have that's really cool is shooting stars on the roof. You're gonna have to wait because it happens randomly. The car also has Rolls Royce's high-end bespoke audio system, which costs this much. I wanted to play Iceman, but I couldn't get it to load because the windows are so thick. My phone does not get signal. Look, it doesn't get signal. It doesn't get signal outside the car. Something that does slightly annoy me with this car and Rolls-Royce in general is that Rolls-Royce tends to go like a bit overboard with making their cars like luxurious. For example, if you want to set the temperature, your choices are blue or red. And then if you want to set the speed of the fan, it goes from soft to max. There's no like direct number or there's no temperature number. You just have to kind of assume. I like blue because it's cool. Something that's really cool is the key. It has the matching leather of your interior, in this case, mandarin and real metal. The car also has back seats, so I can stick my kids back there. There's a car seat in there at the moment. There's enough space for an adult, although the interior of this car isn't as big as you would think, especially because the car's massive. It's like they just spent so much space on giving the car the longest hood possible, even though there's no engine underneath there. So yeah, under the bonnet we have nothing but this, which is essentially nothing. This is plastic because of pedestrian safety laws. If a pedestrian hits the car and then hits the bonnet, it has to make sure that it doesn't just hit hard engine. So I believe this comes off. I don't want to be the one to take it off, but it's just electrical gubbins under there. But I'm sure that they could have figured out a better way of integrating it. Looks cool nonetheless. While I'm here, here's some quick fire fun facts about the Rolls Royce Spectre. It's the most aerodynamically efficient Rolls Royce of all time with a drag coefficient of just 0.25. Not like anyone cares. Even Milady, the Spirit of Ecstasy, was redesigned to be more aerodynamic, so she's just a bit more ecstasied. The illuminated grille catches a lot of bugs because it's illuminated. It's got 22 LEDs, giving you a nice glow as you glide down the road in your Spectre. Like many new cars these days, the car has split headlights inspired by the Rolls-Royce Phantom. I believe the split headlight craze that we're going through right now is because of safety regulations coming in to make sure that their lights don't blind people. So car companies are just getting ahead of it by putting the DRLs up top and the main beam down low, because a lot of people getting blinded by these LEDs. Speaking of LEDs, there's 4,796 perforations on the door for the Starlight door. And it also plays wonderful music as you get in the car. Rolls-Royce designed the Spectre to have a boot space large enough to fit a dead body. They did it really, I'm just adding that. It's not very deep, but it's long. Wait, what? Despite weighing 2,900 kilograms, dry, because obviously it's a electric car, it can't be wet, it still accelerates from 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds thanks to 576 horsepower and 900 Newton meters of torque. So when you put your foot down in the Rolls Royce, it pulls away gently, but if you slam it all the way, it launches you like an electric car. And because of the length of the car, it has a four-wheel steering to accompany the four-wheel drive. It allows you to have a smaller turning radius, although when I drive this car, it doesn't feel like that at all. It's so hard to do a U-turn or go around roundabouts. The wheels are designed for aerodynamic efficiency, even though they're 23-inch and really wide. They're on a special Pirelli rubber, though, that is designed for electric cars. And also floating hubcaps, so the RR is always upright. Experiment, I've started the Aventador SVJ to show you how quiet it is inside the Rolls Royce. And inside is absolute bliss. You can still hear the SVJ just because it's ridiculously loud, but not as loud as it was before. I'm going to take the car for a quick cruise so you can see one of its party tricks, which is an ultra comfortable magic carpet ride. It is insanely hot today, but you won't know it when you're in the Rolls Royce Spectre because the air conditioning system keeps you at a perfect blue degrees, because it's blue and red, it was a reference to earlier in the video. Anyway, it's a comfortable ride. We're relaxed, we're chilled out, we're isolated from the road around us. We can't hear anything going on. It's just peaceful. And that's what you want from a Rolls Royce. Usually when I do these videos, I'll just drive the car really fast so you can see what the car's capable of. But with the Rolls Royce, you don't want to do that. Instead, you want to cruise. You get the wonderful ticking sound of the indicator, the Rolls Royce sound. And in front of you, you have a power meter instead of a rev counter. Obviously, this car isn't an internal combustion engine car, but the power meter shows you how much power reserve you have left, because a Rolls Royce driver does not concern themselves with how much power they have used. It doesn't even tell you your range in like percentage. It just says you have this many miles left. My range is lower though because I was running the AC and the car was parked, so it thinks that we were being really inefficient. But alas, a comfortable ride. It's very hot right now, so I'm going to turn the AC back up because I am dying. You can also see that the Rolls Royce suspension system is keeping this car as level as possible, and where it can't be level, it cushions the ride, so it's bliss. This car has no driving modes, it has comfort and comfort only. 5 Fun fact, if you like one pedal driving, as many EV drivers do, I do not because I find it the more inefficient and unnatural way of driving. But on a Rolls Royce, you just press the B button on the gear stick and then it will come to a stop. But Rolls Royce programmed the one pedal driving so that the automatic stopping isn't enough to tip over a champagne flute, because that's something you do when you drive, or your passengers in the back of your two-door Rolls Royce Spectre. So whilst we're on the subject of batteries, I'm actually getting a battery installed. Well, we were on the subject of electric cars, but anyway, I'm getting a battery, or I have a battery installed in my house by the wonderful guys at Heatable. They've been here all day in this wonderful heat. Look, you can. Bruh, I think you need to go to A&E, bro. You're not gonna pass out. This is Ben. So fun fact, my old 812 that everyone's been telling me I shouldn't have sold, this is the guy that bought it. And coincidentally, he does batteries, and I wanted a battery for my house. And I now have this wonderful SIG energy battery system in my garage. You may be thinking, Tommy, why did you put it in your garage? And well, I control the climate in my garage, so I can keep it as a constant temperature. As you know, batteries work best at a certain temperature. That's why electric cars perform better in summer. In the UK, it tends to get quite cold, and that's not really great for the battery chemistry. So I thought I'd put it in here, in a controlled environment. What do you think?
I mean, it's great. To be honest, it will also give you some residual heat to keep the SVJ warm.
Yes,
you won't
toasty.
have to run the aircon, and right now it's all working. So the solar has been reconnected into this. So Tommy had solar separate. We've now got it going straight into the battery. The home uses a lot of energy.
We use a lot of electricity.
It's like, you know, you're driving around in a V12. It's like the house is a V12.
Yes.
Right? So it's using a load of energy, but right now we are taking nothing from the grid.
So what am I using at this very point in time?
5.7 kilowatts.
What is that? Look, I'm going to turn off the AC in my kitchen and my lounge.
And we'll see that in a
Would
second.
it go down, reflect? How quickly does it take to reflect?
It's like 20-second packets of data.
Okay.
Now, when the system's first gone in, like it is now, it goes through like a bit of a learning phase. So in like over the next couple of days, it's going to start to work out. It's going to get more accurate, and you can see it dropping.
It just dropped by 1 though.
Maybe one's just shut down. You should get another one in a second. The washing machine and the dryer's on.
They're on right now?
Yeah.
No, my wife just came home, so that's like the first thing
So
she'll
the
do.
AC was only using 1.5 kilowatt. So this is something else in the house.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to check this washing machine and dryer. So I turned off my washing machine and dryer, and now we're using 1.7. So I essentially don't wash or dry anything in your house.
Do you know what you need to do?
So essentially, this is just going to lower my energy bills, and it also makes me look really cool because I've got a battery in my garage now. I think this looks sick. You know, the only reason I wanted to do is because I thought it looked cool in the garage. That's all.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'm joking. nah.
I'll give you an empty one.
Yeah, I'm like, guys, look what I have in my garage now. But yeah, essentially, this will run my house now. If there's a power outage, this will run the house.
Yeah, you've got the gateway.
Yeah.
So if there's a power outage, you'll get a instantaneous disconnection, and it'll go straight to the battery. It will notify you.
Yeah.
And then it will basically start to run the house from the battery.
Mm-hmm.
That is the moment when that happens to run to the dishwasher
And turn it off.
Turn it off.
So that's really good because obviously I'm looking for another hypercar. We have the 918 plugged in at the moment. You have to keep hybrid hypercars plugged in. Whether we get a P1 or even if we get something that's not hybrid, essentially you have to keep these cars plugged in.
Yeah.
When I go away on holiday or if there's a power cut and it comes back on, often the cars don't automatically start charging again or reconnect. So this is just going to keep the car safer. So essentially, I spent all this money to keep my cars safe. I feel like this is an absolutely fire addition to the collection. If you're wondering why my clothes are different, it's because it's a different day. We forgot to wrap up the video. But the Spectre is here, and it's here to stay. I've been driving it everywhere. It's just the most comfortable car that I've ever driven. It gets so comfortable that I have to listen to loud music to keep me awake. But that's not bad because the sound system's absolutely outrageous. But yeah, great car. Underrated. I think a lot of people shied away from the fact that it was electric. I think that's what makes the car so good. It would be nice if it had a bit more range. So we achieved about 300 miles on a single charge. The highest I've ever seen it read for me was 323 or something like that. But on average, if you drive like a regular human, you look about 290, between 270 and 290, I would say. But I guess that's more than enough. I never really do more than that in a trip, but the ability to like take this to Europe, do like 400 miles on a tank will just make life so much easier. But alas, we're here. And the Spectre is an unbelievable car. Unbelievable. It's very hard to see out the front. The nose is really long. But aside from that, unbelievable car. So if you're looking for an electric car and your budget is 300 grand, Rolls Royce Spectre. Or if you're looking for a luxury car and your budget's 300 grand, Rolls Royce Spectre. If your budget is 200 and something grand, Rolls Royce Spectre, because you're going to save money on fuel, you're going to save money on tax. Anyway, ignore me. The Rolls Royce Spectre is here, and it's here to stay.